What's up, YouTube? Brendan from Market Makers. Guys, you're home for Wyckoff TA and the FI techniques for trading this market and any market. Guys, let's jump into Bitcoin. Today was a wild ride in the marketplace. The markets went way down, way down. The Dow was down over 1,000 points and then it reversed. I don't know where it finished. I missed the last half hour, but it reversed to be down less than 200 points. Big swings in the market. Basically, the market was dumping all afternoon. And then the last hour of the day, everybody comes in and buys the dip. This is going to be back and forth in this marketplace. I want to get a pro trades video out there and talk about that. But it does affect Bitcoin. But what's interesting is Bitcoin led. In other words, Bitcoin dumped before the markets. Okay, so that's just something interesting to track and keep note of. The reason I'm showing you the weekly, guys, I went ahead and changed a couple of things here. I made the accumulation box a redistribution box, as you can see. And this is the first redistribution box Bitcoin has formed in this current bull run, okay? And now we are in an accumulation box. I have the top here just at the top of this blue candle. This is an arbitrary top. I can move this up, obviously. And I have the bottom at that 24,288 number we discussed because that is the last critical market support before you go into crypto winter. I was watching the business shows today and they were giving some statistics which were quite interesting, actually, so I'm going to share them with you. Only 32% of people that hold Bitcoin, 32% are in profit, which means more than 2/3 of people that own Bitcoin are not in profit, right? Because they bought above the price that we're at now, which is 36K. So they bought above that and they are not in profit. So they are using that as part of their analysis of, are we in the crypto winter? We're heading towards a crypto winter. We are not in the crypto winter until we lose key market structure support, okay? It's just the way it is. I'll tell you, trust me. I'll throw a Grim Reaper up on my thumbnail or something. I mean, you'll know. But we're not in crypto winter, guys. We're holding key support at the time being. The markets don't look super healthy, but they're highly volatile. But we have a Fed meeting on Wednesday. We have to see what happens. But in the meantime, we trade based off the TA that we have for the asset that we are tracking. In this case, it is Bitcoin. So guys, real quick for all the new subs, we have basic concepts in the Wyckoff price method, okay? To over here to bottom left, we had accumulation, you have markup, then you have distribution and markdown. And then Bitcoin's been repeating these sub phases here of reaccumulation, distribution, markdown, accumulation, reaccumulation, distribution, markdown, and then we finally added redistribution to the mix. And now we are in accumulation. There's no timeline for how long you're in accumulation, guys. You could be in accumulation for, a dozen weekly candles. You could be there for one candle, next candle breaks you out. There is no timeline or madness to this. It's all about demand and supply. Demand being buying, supply being selling. So guys, on Saturday, I showed you this key support level, right? I showed you this, and I've had this pattern obviously for a couple of months, so I've showed you this many times, but I reminded you on Saturday when we still had this red candle. I said we absolutely have to hold the 32,973. We're going to have lesser supports underneath us and we can decline a lot more, right? And guess what? This blue candle came down and hit. I told you this red candle was not the bottom. You got within $40 of this fib. $40 on a $33,000 asset, okay? This is how accurate fibs can be when you lay them out correctly and understand the methods and movements of price. So we got within $40. Again, a weekly candle, can't see a whole lot. There are supports underneath here, guys. There are supports underneath here, but I trade at the extremes. Therefore, I only use the key fib ratios. When I'm plotting patterns, I use all the fib ratios, but when I'm looking for support levels, market structure targets, and take profit targets, I'm using the key fib ratios, okay? So there are supports underneath here, but these are the key ones. So let's go ahead and advance into the daily time frame. Daily time frame, what do we have here? We have the 55 and 233 death cross. Again, not a lot of candles to print to talk about, so we're going to go forward to the smaller time frames, but just some things. We can look at the support resistance, right? Let's see where we hit our head. We'll go to selling climax candle, trend-based fib, up to our up thrust candle, down to that bottom candle there, and look at that, 382, 37,057. We got the 37,550, and then we retraced some when we found that resistance, okay? Fibs are so great when you lay them out correctly, looking for support and resistance. They're the main reason I don't use moving averages most of the time. I don't really have a need for them. Let's go ahead and look at the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, I'll throw the moving averages on since we were just talking about them. All right, 233 is the dotted red line higher up, and then we have the 55 and the 34, okay? So a couple of things here, guys. You can see the 34 is also providing resistance. We also know that's a 382 on the fib. The 233 is interesting to note. And the reason I'm bringing this up is back in June, July, I think it was June, back in June when we were ranging down in that accumulation box, we kept coming up to test the 4-hour 233. We kept coming up, getting rejected, kept coming up. Famously, we got up there at 41K level, and then we dumped 12,000 points after multiple attempts to break it, okay? We dumped 12,000 points down to the market low of 28,790. I'm bringing this up because at some point, you will see some type of move up to the 233, and this is descending, okay? So as time passes and candles are down here, this will get lower. But you will see a move up at some point, and on the 4-hour time frame, it's a critical time frame to flip that 233 for support. So that's just something that you guys should keep in mind. At some point, you will see a move up there, and if you do get rejected, it's always a good place for a potential trade. If you get rejected, you have to look at the market momentum. Lots of different things you got to look at. Can't teach people to trade in a 10-minute YouTube video, despite all those videos that you see that say the only trading video you'll ever need, the only pattern video you'll ever need, and it's 8 minutes long. I wish trading was that simple. All right, so 4-hour time frame, guys. Let's just look at some indicators, and we're going to go to the 1-hour time frame because there's a lot more to see there. 4-hour time frame. Let's throw my ATR trend lines on. Take a look at how accurate this is. Okay, this is based off pivot points and volatility. So look where the candle hit, right on the pivot point, guys. Just confluence of indicators. You always want to try out different indicators. I trade with that one often. Where are we at? Let me look at my VAMA. Haven't looked at these in a while. My volatility ribbons. You want to be above these to be healthy, and right now you're below them. It's just confirmation and confluence of a lot of resistance in that area, even if you weren't pulling a fib. Okay, you can just look at various indicators. I like to use a lot of volatility indicators. Let's look at our Gann Square 9. Gann Square 9, we got up to 37,550, got rejected, and we found support at 36,150. We're still here, and we're just between the two levels, maybe consolidating here. We're going to look at the 1-hour time frame where we have more candles to look at, and let's see anything else crucial here. Did we do Ichi? I don't remember now. Let's just do it again in case we didn't. All right, so Ichi, you can see that we have a bigger red cloud now. We did not take advantage of this small area of resistance. That would have been nice for Bitcoin to do that, break through there. You can break through any size cloud, guys. It's just a visual image of resistance. And as you can see, we have our moving averages. We're trying to fight to get above it, and we're still below it. So we have to see if we're going to consolidate and get some more momentum. Let's go ahead on the 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame, guys. Let's go over some Wyckoff, because right now, if you look at the 1-hour time frame, we have some clear steps that are taking place in Wyckoff. This looks like nothing to most people, right? But this is actually accumulation, okay? But it's a small time frame, 1-hour Wyckoff. If you look at this on a daily time frame, it's just a candle, okay? It's just one blue candle. The smaller time frame, and these are tradable if you understand this, okay? We teach this in the room, guys. If you'd like to learn Wyckoff and Phi trading, Fibonacci trading, come check out our room. The link is in the video description for our Discord, okay? We have a free side for chat and a pay side with all the goodies. So let's look at this, guys. Let's put our steps on here. We have our selling climax candle. We have our automatic reaction. We have, what else do we have? We have secondary test right there. And let's go ahead and mark this off. Let me zoom in so you guys can see this, in case any of you have the really tiny cell phones and you need this zoomed in. All right, let's mark these off. There's our bottom. There's our top. There's our secondary test. There's a retest of the ceiling. Oh, look at this. We have an up thrust right here. You see the price cycle getting repeated over and over? And we have, what do you guys get after an up thrust? You get a sign of weakness oftentimes. You see that? And then we exited our trading range. And what happens sometimes when you exit your trading range? When you get bullish momentum, you get a spring. That's what we were looking for. Remember, we were looking for this on the daily time frame before Bitcoin fell apart. We got a spring up, okay? These are tradable events if you understand how to track Wyckoff. So we got a spring up, And now what we could have, this is our sign of strength, by the way, strong bullish candles. We exited the trading range here and got a strong spring up. And now we have a, oh, that's a buying climax candle right here. And what we could be making is our last point of support. If we can hold the support line outside of our trading range, you see this? If we can hold the support line, we could be moving up to a higher level. Again, this is a 1 hour time frame. So on the 4 hour time frame, this doesn't look like this. On the daily, it doesn't look like this at all. These events repeat themselves in price at different time frames. You can do this, okay? I've never personally gone down to like the 5 minute, 15 minute. It's not my thing. I don't trade down there anyways. 1 hour is basically the lowest I trade. But you can find these Wyckoff events in sideways markets all the time for accumulation and distribution, okay? You just got to know where you're at in the price cycle, zooming out to see where you are. You can track this and you can trade these movements if you understand how they work. So if we do hold this, we could be making a base to move further up. And again, this would look like on the daily, just to show you, because I'm a visual person. Let's go look at this on the daily. Pull this in. We got to go back over here. This is what we were waiting for. Remember, we were waiting for this if you guys have been watching my videos. So on the 1 hour time frame, we're doing these exact same steps, okay? We just had the spring right here, and now we just exited the trading range. You see this? We exited the trading range. Let me go ahead and throw this down. Let's mark this off so you guys can see. Make my DARVAS box. Boom, okay? LPS. Got to the top of the trading range here. There's your buying climax candle. You came down. If you can hold your key support, now here you're holding the moving average, the 233. So that's nice. We're below all the moving averages, obviously on the daily now, but you're holding key support there and you're able to move up in a strong sign of strength, and then you ended up making a reaccumulation box after selling climax candle, made a reaccumulation box, another sign of strength, and that's how you got back up to the distribution box where you made your all-time high. Can we do that on the 1 hour? It'd have to filter down, obviously. But where we're at right now, we're making these baby steps in the 1 hour. And again, this will look totally different on different time frames. So let's see if this holds up. It'd be great if this holds up, because if you're trading, you can start looking for your support resistance levels. You can start mapping that stuff out and seeing where price can go. Okay, we can just do a fib retracement here just to see. We got basically struggling with this 1 fib, just off this little wave right here, struggling with this 1 fib, 1618's up there. So who knows what kind of bullish momentum we can get. You guys need to use your indicators. You got to look and see what you're doing here. Volume's really flat right now. My volume oscillator is turning down. So everything's kind of flat, which is supposed to do. Volatility is dropping because you're just consolidating, right? So is Bitcoin going to hold support here? The more hours it does this, it'll filter up to the larger time frames. You'll start to see this exact same picture potentially on the larger time frames if this holds up successfully. And as you guys know, if you don't hold key support, you end up back in your trading range, and you end up potentially with a big sign of weakness, just like this was a sign of strength. You could have a big sign of weakness, come down and retest your bottom again, and then make the steps again and try it over again. It's all Wyckoff price method, guys. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Smash the like button for me. I forgot to say that. Go ahead and subscribe, especially if you are new. Make sure you tick the alert bell. Guys, check out our sponsor, BitGet. They're awesome. No KYC, no VPN is needed to trade on their platform. I trade there. Super secure exchange, top 5 exchange by volume. Use our link in the video description if you want to try them out. Anybody in the world can use them because you don't need to show your ID. All you need is an email, guys. All right, guys, another video coming tomorrow. Take care. Happy trading, everybody.